All right, peace and black power, everybody. I want to welcome you to another NCRBGZ Productions. Tonight is Freestyle Friday. We got a nice show lined up for the family. Like always, I want to tell you to thumb up the video, leave a comment. I keep forgetting that, man. Turn the volume off. But yeah, thumb up the video. Leave us a comment, leave a suggestion, and tell your friends about it. Share the video, tell your friends that we live, tell them come on in here, man, and get with the family, because we're gonna have a nice show, nice conversation. We always build, and we build this here, we don't destroy, and that's what we're gonna do. So with that being said, I want to give my panel members the opportunity to introduce themselves to the family, so we can get it in.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Richard, the Financial Advocate Medley, coming out of Little Rock. I am glad to be here and breathing today.
Yeah, this is Sean from Minnesota. Just here to listen and just hear what everybody thinks about certain things.
Hey, peace, family. It's your brother in that back, Cafe Freye Amon Reye. I'm just a student teacher and just here, glad to be a part of the discussion.
This Master U, like everybody else said, here for great discussion and to learn and build and not destroy. Peace.
I'm Harold Parker, AKA Soul, inventor of the world's first digital license plate, and innovator for the generations to come. I'm here to discuss new things, learn new things, get some wisdom, have some fun like we do, enjoy the brotherhood.
Now, Rahul, I'm Dr. Ramesu Kartek. I'm on the ready. And I'm here to just be in tune, with the vibration.
And with that, I want to thank all y'all panel members for taking y'all time out y'all busy schedule also, to grace with y'all appearance and come on the show today. So, today Freestyle Friday, so anything goes. Hold up, I think one of the brothers must have got disconnected. I think the brother back, so I want to give him the opportunity to introduce himself. Go ahead, brother. You back in. Introduce yourself to the family.
All right. This brother Neb Amon Ray. It's Freestyle Fridays. I'm here to listen and learn, add on, and destroy if I have to. That's all I gotta say. Peace.
And like I said, man, I thank everybody. So we're gonna jump right in it. One thing I want to talk about is I'm gonna just start it off. I have been seeing videos of some stuff going on in Chicago as far as some Mexican gangs were beating up Black folks if they were caught in their neighborhood. And, they was doing it in the name of protecting their community. And then I saw some videos where it was some Dominican brothers in New York where they were chasing Black people out the neighborhood, beating them up in the name of protecting their community and protecting their stores. So I have further since learned that the brothers in New York has came out, where the Dominicans have came out and actually apologized for the way they conducted themselves and said that was wrong with them. So with that being said, I appreciate that, but at the same time, what I was going to say, and I still believe, is that in the midst of chaos, you can learn a lot about yourselves and who you call your friends. Because when everything is peaches and everything is good, everything is all lovely, everybody bunched up, happy. But when things start getting rough, and you in the ocean, and the waves is blowing hard, and that boat is starting to turn, and people worried about falling out, sometimes people start showing their true colors. And with this situation going on, I feel like some of the Hispanic, now I'm not going to say all, because I don't believe all of them think like this, but I believe that you have a section of Hispanic people who do not like African Americans. And to be buck about it, most races don't like us. You know, when you look at us around the world, a lot of people do not like us. You know, and that's just what it is, the way I feel. So I feel like, but some of these Mexicans do not like African Americans, and I've always been told that some of the Dominicans do not like us, just like they don't like the Haitians because they consider themselves white. So you know, with that being said, you know, I'm like, yo, if that's the way y'all feel, that's what it is. So it's okay. You know, but what I would take out of that is this. Not so much of what they say is the fact that they are Johnny come lately. They came to America after, you know, off the backs of African Americans, but they have been able to establish little small zones that they consider their community, where they have their own stores, they have their own grocery store, you know, they have their own mom and pops or the bodegas, you know, they have their own stores where they're willing to protect because they feel like it's theirs. And here we are as African Americans that have been here longer, and it seemed like the light bulb is going off, but it took a while before the light bulb went off, where we really get to the point now where we feel like, now, traditionally, we know that whenever we build something, sometimes it get destroyed by America. But it seems like lately, you know, it's like they coming over here, they able to build their own little small community where they're going to protect it. And as African Americans, we can't say we have our own community where we're going to protect the businesses. You know, we may have stores in different spots, but we don't have per se our own community where we're going to say we're going to protect anything that's coming in out of that. And that's what I take out of that, even though, you know, the little bastards done that, and they have got backlash. Because in Chicago, I heard that, you know, they got a little backlash. Just put it like that. But you know, I just wanted to bring that up and see what y'all thought about that whole situation.
Yeah. I have been saying this for a long time, but people's like, you racist, and you know, and they try to defend that, but defend how Mexicans feel about Black people. But the truth, yeah, I deal with Mexicans in this construction field. They don't like Black people, you know, and that's just how it is, you know, and Black people have to understand you hated by almost every nationality in the world, you know, but you built all of the world's wealth, you know, when Martin Luther King and all them was out there marching and civil rights and all this stuff, all these rights, you didn't see no Chinese, you didn't see nobody else but Black people. But now, as they start calling us minority, that name is, we shouldn't use that, because that opens the door for everybody else to come in and say, now they take all those grants and monies and things from the Black people. We don't even know it, because when they start using minority, then they open the door for the Chinese and the Mexican, everybody to get these access to these grants and things like that. Then we have to beg and we don't get it. But I think that there's always will be hatred towards Black people from different nationalities. You may have one or two that strayed away that may not that may not hate Black people, but I know this girl, she's a Mexican, and she had Black children, and she said it was hard on her because her own family would not accept her children. So that's a problem. You know, the Dominicans, you have a problem with a lot of Dominicans, especially the lighter skinned ones. You know, and I'm not, you know, because they've been taught that even I have some friends that from the Dominican Republic, and they would tell me that they treat the dark-skinned people, the Dominicans, like trash. They won't give them the jobs and things like that, like they do the whiter skin or lighter skin Dominicans. So you have that, but everybody hate Black people, and that's what Black people have to understand. We will always want to include everybody into, you know, our struggles and things, and we think, oh, that person. Because if you look around, all these white people, what was they at when Trayvon Martin got killed? What was they at? All these people defended these people. But now you see this is almost like some type of festival. You know, it's like that. It's not even like a protest, you know. And then people talking about, and I'm gonna say this, and I gotta head out. He was talking about Black community and Black businesses, and they tearing down. I had some people telling me, "Oh, where we gonna get our where we gonna get our medicine from? Because the pharmacies are not there." And I'm like, "Okay, go to the other side of the town," because, and these are people that is Christian, and and they get mad with me because I said, "I thought you was waiting on Jesus." You know, you don't want to let this system go. So how are you waiting on Jesus? Because he told you in the scriptures that, you know, the day of the Lord is darkness, you know, and so it's how people is, they fighting to keep these targets. Oh, don't do this, our businesses in the community. These people have made themselves multi-billionaires off the Black community. And you go into any of these stores anywhere, you can always tell if someone is really supporting Black businesses. If I'm looking at how many black men that they employ. If you go on to Target and all these people, and you don't even see 1% of their employees are Black, but they're in the Black community. They don't give a dollar back to the community that they're in. It's not your business. So, you know, I think Black people need to understand and let it go and start building their own pharmacies and their own culture. Put your culture in there, put your business in there, employ your people. That's what we got to do. I mean, where do we go now from this point? Because I'll tell you this, they will convict these police officers, but it's never going to change. They're trying to put a bandage over it because they didn't know it was going to be a response like this. So, but what do we want? I don't understand that. Like, what do we want? You know, and I think that has to be, we have to get legislation and law. I don't think we ever will get it because they're going to give it to you and they're going to take it away in another kind of way. But we have to, you know, figure out, we want money, grants, whatever we want. This is a time to advocate for it, you know, because they try to pamper people, Black people now because they don't want these communities tore up, you know, and they didn't want the response like that. But this is the time, as never before. This is time to bring forth legislation and bring forth restitutions and things like that that's owed. But I think, you know, our people, and I got to go in a second, but I think our people got to really say, what do we want? And make an offer to these people. But believe me, they ain't gonna never treat you like a human because that Constitution was wrote hundreds of years ago and it has not changed. And you cannot change a person's mind, you can't change their heart. And that's one thing about Minnesota. They didn't want this look in Minnesota. They thought hey, we're gonna keep killing these Black folks and what you gonna do about it? A person crush somebody's neck for 8 minutes, even when the ambulance get there, he don't want to get off this man's neck. Even the other police officer says, he don't have a pulse, let's turn him over. He said, no, we gonna keep him like this. And the police officer asked him 2 times, you know, but this is what we have to deal with. And I think now in the communities, you have Black folks walking down the street protecting their people with AK-47s. And have shootouts with white supremacy. This is almost every night now. They were shooting all around my house. You know what I'm saying? So all over in Minneapolis, North Minneapolis, where most over South, where this stuff happened at, you don't have a lot of Black businesses. And I want people to know this. They making you think that Black business, and this is a Black community. This is a Mexican community. This is a Somalian community. and some black people there, but it's very less. This is almost downtown. This is South Minneapolis, if you know anything about Minnesota. So it's not that many black business over there. And when they start talking about black business, I'm like, okay, and what black business is they talking about? Because you got AutoZone and all these white, all down Lake Street, where this is. You have mostly white business, Mexican businesses. You have some Somali community over there, but it's not black business been hurt. That's bullcrap. Now, when you go to Minneapolis, North Minneapolis, more black businesses over there, but they had that's where the white supremacists hiding out at night, and that's where you have they trying to burn post offices down. All of these, they didn't do a lot of burnings over there, but they're doing that. So now they're telling people to turn your lights on at night and all this, because I guess they made threats they're gonna start burning people's houses down. But they have had shootouts every other night now with these white people. So it's still, I don't think these white supremacists knew these black people was armed the way they are. You know what I'm saying? So, so I think they just thought we was like 1960s, but they protecting. One guy, I think the police, but see, the thing is, the police, I believe the police is in on with this white supremacy, because they told these black folks, look, don't call us because we can't help you. They told them to defend your community, but then they come around there and have shootouts with these people. So, I have video of black people trying to protect themselves, and these people start shooting at them. So that's what we at right now with that. They got curfew now throughout the cities. I think it's at 8. Some days it was at 8, now I think it's at 10. They said if you out in the streets, they're gonna assume you one of the bad guys. So what they saying is, you out in the street, they may shoot you. But they telling these black folk to stay out in, to protect themselves. So all to about 5 in the morning, they out in the street, patrolling the streets in the neighborhoods, setting up barricades so they can see what's going on with lights and shit. Because these people is dead people been coming up, black people been showing up all through the city for a whole week in parks and shit. They just found some people dead, 2 people dead yesterday. This is what's going on, and the thing about these black folks, all out here at night, like ain't nothing going on, they're getting caught up. So, and then I called on these black protesters these children to not be out there. Don't be out there at night. You can't see these demons at night. They can be on top of buildings, but these young kids, they just feel, they just feel like, they don't care about that. But it's a lot of things going on. The police even turned their scanners off, so there's a lot of secret things going on right now. And we all need to be careful about how we move forward, because right now it's like last night I heard, man, somebody was busting last night. I don't know who it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but they was busting for about 30 minutes, and then they, but these are white supremacists already told the police they're coming in, so they stationed there. My mom, I want to keep talking, I gotta get off here. But my mom and my cousin was chased down by white boys the other day in a white truck with tinted windows or whatever. So,
hey, so Sean, let me ask you a question, brother. Okay, you said that black people are being turned up like in parks dead. Well, right. Is anybody on the other side dying?
Well, we don't know. We don't know, because the way I do know they having shootouts, but we don't know because they haven't said it. But we do know they having shootouts. So I don't know. I've heard that it has been captured, but I really don't know if that's true. But I do know the police have arrested 150 people, and they were white supremacists. it came here. They caught white boys. They caught the white boys started shooting at black people. This is the other day. Started shooting at black folks, and with an AK-47, and somebody called the police. So the police showed up. He tried to hit the police. He tried to run his car into the police. So they end up getting him. I don't know. And they charged him with attempted murder. I think they charged him with attempted murder because he was shooting at them and trying to hit them with his car. So that's what's going on right now. Now I do know that it's been people out there protecting the community. So I don't know if, but you know how these people is, they catch people out there by themselves. You know what I'm saying? They don't do nothing. They catch one black person walking, at night, or this, you know how the Klan do, So that's where we at right now, man. It's rough right now.
Can anybody else hear?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, okay. Well, I think, man, we should totally separate ourselves from any other race, period. It's to a point now, like some of you have already pointed out, it's as much as we love people, you know, it's hard to trust them because you don't know who's infiltrating what. And then if we got, as they say, quote unquote, coons, we need to get rid of them by any means necessary. Point blank. I mean, we can't afford at this point of our lives. This has been going on for years, decades, centuries, that we've had people to betray us, even our own kind. We need to get rid of them, period. Uh, I don't care how you get rid of them at this point, to be honest with you, because if you betray your own people, that means you don't love them, because it's all, if you don't love your people, man, you betraying them like this, just like that girl Candace. Come to find out, she's I seen her hugged up on some white kid, and I'm not racist at all. I love everybody, but at this point, you just can't trust everybody. That's where I'm at right now. It's bad. Um, you want to be able to coexist and do business and things of that nature. I'm all for that. But at the same time, we have to rebuild ourselves. We have to take a moment of solitude and rebuild ourselves, gain our worth, and right now, there's a lot of people doing a whole lot of talking as far as in the black community, but they're not actively doing nothing. I post on Facebook the Peacekeeper Initiative, went on start gaining interest right now. But what's crazy is that normally on any other post I have anywhere from at least 32 to probably 100 and some likes,
Hello?
right? Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, what's
Um,
up, man? This is Torrance. I'm trying to listen in to the summation.
yeah,
Who is this? Who is this?
My name is Torrance. I'm just calling to listen in.
Oh, this is Brother Torrance. Everybody from Chicago. He come in this conversation, man.
awesome.
He's with the Cubs, Fred Hampton Jr. He ain't talk too much, guy, but
Wait,
he's here for the listen.
sir.
All right,
I,
all right. Well, yeah. Just go ahead and listen, man.
Nice to meet you, brother. But I was saying it's amazing to me how we have this peacekeeper movement that's going on. We're trying to gain interest. Anywhere on the Facebook post, I will get anywhere from like 32 to about 100 and sometimes 200 likes. But with this, man, it's been posted for probably about a day, and I only got like 12 likes. Not that I look for likes, but I look for responses. And it's amazing to me that our own people, they talk, oh, we need this, we need that, but they bullshit us. Straight out, flat out bullshit us. They got their own personal agenda. Everybody want to lead. We'll never fucking get anywhere like that. Let me tell you, it's not all about who's leading, it's all about, and I've told people this anyway, if you want to come in, hell, if you want to do more than I do, I don't give a damn, just so our agenda is the same and our people are prospering. But it's this thing with this pride. They just want to fucking shine and ain't worth a shit. They don't want to contribute anything. They don't want to sit down and educate themselves about anything. They don't have any type of fucking substance, but they want to fucking complain. And it really pisses me off about our people. We really, I mean, it's the truth. I see them, they fucking niggas. I'll say it, they fucking niggas. They don't deserve a fucking black skin on them. And I'm proud to be a black man. Seriously, like I'm proud. To me, to be a black man is to be a fucking god, you know, and we need to represent ourselves just as that, as gods. Because what gods do, they lead, they dominate. All this bullshit, these cops shooting us and all that shit. Man, if it was up to me, if I had 100 of me, I would wipe every last one of them motherfucking races out right now. They wouldn't fucking exist. I'll be hunting them down right now at this very minute. And yes, I'll see it on fucking live because I don't give a fuck. Because it's the truth. Because guess what? They will do the same to you. If it were white people getting killed, you think they won't be looking for your ass. As far as this black girl named Candace, she'll trade her to her own kind. Fuck her. A little skimpy ass hoe. That's what she is. She sucks the white man balls, a bitch. I wish I could talk to her personally. She's a fucking slave. You heard me? She being duped by her fucking slave master. That's the way I feel about it. Back in the day, they raped their ass. They took their pussy. Now they just give it to them. But they don't think about what their fucking ancestors went through in order for to have this fucking freedom. That's the way, and it's the truth. I didn't make this shit up. It can't. This shit been here. It is what it is. It's history.
That's fact. Yep.
You know. So I'm just speaking about what a lot of people are afraid to say because it was up to me. I've been erased by every cops that insult me. Let me tell you something. What's wrong with Americans if they really want to fucking stop this shit? They can arm themselves too. To me, just me. A law is fucking irrelevant. I don't give a fuck about a law. When you start disobeying the law that you wrote, when you start committing the crimes as a criminal, I don't give a fuck about your law because now you're telling me your law is biased. And if your law is biased, your law is irrelevant to me. And that's the mindset black people need to have right now. And right now, instead of rioting, you know what they need to be doing? They need to be sitting back strategizing how to make your fucking bombs, how to make your own air support, how to get financial power, you know, because it's all about that shit. We in war, it's obviously they done declared war on blacks. So now we need to be, some of us still in fucking denial. But when you get out of denial and say, hey, we in war, what's your mindset? Now you need to get a war mentality. What we did back in the day, our ancestors, they did what you call guerrilla warfare. They were strategized. They come out, whoop their ass, kill them all. Then they go back in, strategize some more, and pick them out one by one. You know, that's what they did. And I'm telling, that's because that's exactly what they do. And to my white friends that's up here, hey, y'all know who I am. Y'all know I'm a lovable person, but I'm gonna tell you something. They've been plucking us off, and I'm fucking sick of it, man. We have a fucking not only right to live, but we fucking built this country. Our ancestors built this country. We built telecommunications. Every damn thing that this country is benefiting off of, we built it off they built it off our ancestors' back, and we're not benefiting from it. That shit ain't fucking right. I'm gonna tell you this: you're in the motherfucking wrong generation if you think we gonna take it laying down. Because I'd rather fucking die on standing up than on my knees. I got that damn Jane Brown mentality. Cause I refuse to let any motherfucker insult my intelligence. I'm a fucking engineer. I've been in IT over 19 going on 20 years. I've studied strategically how to survive. So don't think you can outsmart me. I'm just letting you know. Cause if I can get 100 brothers just to teach them real good about how to do comeback and shit like that, oh my God, motherfuckers, America will be a changed place right now. You heard me? I'm for real, for real. We need more people to be fucking soldiers. Stop being scared. Cause they scared, oh, I'm gonna lose my job. I don't want them to see my post on Facebook. They might just fire me. Fuck that shit. You own your own fucking business. You get your own fucking business. Stop needing people. Fuck that. I don't need them motherfuckers. Hell, I'm a smart motherfucker. Let me tell you something about us. In our DNA, y'all, at a certain age, I'm learning. I don't know about some of you, but it's like a click. It's like a secret code, like we in the Matrix or some shit. Speaking of it was a black man that made the Matrix. Just to let y'all know, a black man wrote the Matrix. Black sister, whoever, but they were black who wrote it. And I know why they wrote it. But there's a genetic code in us that our ancestors was intelligent enough to leave in us, and it unlocks. It's called being awoke. At a certain age, we become awoke to the bullshit that has been plagued upon us for years now. They spent 30 fucking years trying to teach us, not, trying to keep us from reading. Why was that? Because they know how fucking smart we are. But guess what? You can't be the fucking dominant gene. You can't be the dominant gene. We are the motherfucking kings. We are the dominant genes. Everybody else and every other race is recessive. That's what you have. Yes, you have a recessive genes. We are dominant. Our DNA proves it. We got 12-year-olds that's even coming up now that's got choices of fucking 4 colleges. You can't stop us. I don't give a damn how much time behind the times that you may think we were. Motherfuckers, we learn quick. When it comes to survival and when it comes to vengeance, you don't want to fuck with black people. Let me tell you, you don't want to fuck with us. Y'all motherfucker, hee-haw motherfuckers, y'all really want to fuck with somebody? You get black people stirred up to the point that they get to thinking. And when black people get to thinking and they get quiet, your motherfucking ass better run. That's all I'm gonna say right now, cause I got some more good shit coming up.
That was powerful there, brother. It was powerful.
Yeah, let me jump in. Yeah, everybody, let's keep it PG, man. We don't want to get flagged for profanity. So listen, I know we passionate because I'm passionate too. So I have to remind myself sometimes also. But we want to keep it PG. We don't
you might want to
flag. But listen,
delete this portion of the video.
No, we live, man. It's all good, bro, because trust me, I feel you. I'm here with you, man. So
the hate they give, brother. Hate they give.
See, one thing I want everybody to speak, but I will say this just on what you said. If we think the white man ice is colder, they gotta understand their ice came from us. You gotta understand they came from us. So anything that they are capable of, we are capable of at a greater rate, meaning that they came from us. So you don't come from something and can outdo what you came from. Understand that. It's just that our humanity in us is not allowing us to go there, but we can go there if we really wanted to. Well, I'm gonna be quiet and let somebody else. It's Freestyle Friday, man. Y'all say something. It's Freestyle Friday. Y'all jump in. What's on y'all mind? Anything on y'all mind? Y'all jump in, fam.
Thomas, you still there? Thomas?
Yeah, I'm here, man. What's going on? How y'all doing tonight?
Peace, brother. We doing peace, brother. We doing fine. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm working as usual, man. Slave to the system.
Get that money.
I know you were talking about truck driving in the business, right? About business and everything. We having business classes too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually, that night y'all were doing that episode on business. That was the afternoon I got to run through Tulsa and got surprised by some bricks hanging from some chains running around Tulsa. So I had to be on my P's and Q's going through there. It was a little bit stupid.
Elaborate a little bit more. What you mean?
Well, if anybody on here is familiar with Tulsa, there's 2 ways to get through Tulsa if you're a truck driver. A, you can run through downtown, or B, you can run across 44. Now, I don't know what happened on downtown side, but running across 44, there's some bricks hanging from some chains. I guess they got smart, and instead of just throwing them off, they would just hang them, dangle them over the overpasses, so that like trucks can just drive into them.
Interesting.
The damaged truck, that's what you talking about?
Yeah, that's a drive-in to smash your windshield while they're just hanging there. Nobody's there to catch the case. Nobody's there to catch the charge. They just leave them there overnight. And
Man, I'm telling y'all, man, I was driving today, and I swear I saw something hit the ground, past my car. But I thought about it, but I didn't think no more about. Man, we need to really be careful, man. We
I'm,
really do.
anyway, we're gonna fast forward this to this afternoon when I was headed up to Cincinnati to get the truck to leave out this afternoon. So on my way up there, I don't know who threw it or where it came from, but I caught a wrench from an overpass in Florence, Kentucky. Just a wrench, old Birkin wrench. So I mean, they're just out to create havoc, man. They have no points. You know, they have no demands. They just want to create havoc, anarchists. That's what the people who are doing that are. That's what the people who are hijacking these protests are. They're just anarchists. They have no moral compass whatsoever, man. They just want to create trouble.
And that's the problem. The thing that got so big, but because we don't have any organization skills, we have let the thing get beyond our control. Because we always had this tendency to depend on other people, depend on the government. This ain't 1960. Yes, we got all kind of blacks over here, Haitians, Jamaicans, dudes from Africa. They wasn't probably here in 1960. So us being open to everybody, man, we gotta lock that down to the ones that was here in 1960. To like my father went to Vietnam. I'm living in Arkansas. The 12 that integrated Central High. We need to limit our scope and to us. Because getting it out of here and other people taking control. You remember Black Lives Matters, who really running it, all of that stuff. But now don't be afraid to build, because they won't just come get us. They got to come get the Haitian community, come get the other community. But let's make our own community now.
Yeah, I was going to elaborate on what the brother said when I was listening in earlier, man, about don't spend your whole life working for somebody else. Actually go out and try and start your own business, create your own ideas. You'll find yourself, man. You'll find how to lead at that point, and it will work.
I appreciate it, brother. I was wanting to say this too, man. What we seeing, whether it be looting, whether it be rioting, turning up, things like that. I want you to think about this. A pot that's sitting on the kettle, that's sitting on, that's got water in it, or got any type of thing that's gonna boil. Think about it's simmering, and that steam and that pressure started building.
Yeah.
If nobody ever take the seal off that pot, if no one ever do any type of justice that matters, that's practical, such as rewriting laws, what is that pot gonna do? It's gonna pop off, and it's gonna steam, and it's gonna run all over. Now, doesn't matter what the contents of that, what's in that pot, and where it's gonna go. When you look at water boiling over, do you see any particular spot that it said, "Hey, I'm gonna boil, and when I boil, I'm gonna aim to the right"? It don't do that. It boils all over. And inside that's all the contents, whether it be anger, hate, sadness, fear, everything, rage, all of that come over. But see, that's because nothing is controlled. And it could be controlled through the government if the government had good intentions. So, and then when you look at a dog, say a dog, a little puppy, you keep putting a puppy in the back and them up in the corner. That might be a little innocent puppy, but if you keep on picking at him, it's gonna bite, and it ain't no telling how hard that bite gonna be. So the thing is, I'll put it this way: it's all meant to be, but what we decide to do now is what matters. Everything that happened. There's a saying: if you play with a bull, you're gonna get the horns. And for so long, a lot of people have a lot of anger in them. All of us, is whether we want it or not, guess what? That anger, that sadness, that anxiety, scientifically and biologically is encoded in our DNA. I know y'all, nobody on this panel can tell me that you feel angry sometimes and don't know where it's coming from. Even on a happy day, you all of a sudden pause and you have a thought of angerness and you don't know where the hell it's coming from. All it is the blood of your ancestors that's crying out for justice, and that justice hasn't been solidified yet. And that's what's going on. Until there's real justice in this country, It's gonna be more turn up. Right or wrong, it's gonna be more turn up. It's been happening ever since I've been damn born, before I was born, since my dad now was born. And that's because no real justice is happening in this country. Now, people may listen at me and go, he's an angry man, he's a madman, he'll kill somebody, he's a radicalist. No, I'm talking sense, because everybody that ever taught any kind of good sense, let me tell you, they tried to find a pretext to assassinate them. And that's what's going on. There need to be more than one person speaking out flat truth. If you got real love in your heart, let me tell you something. Love in your heart gonna find evil. The more love you got, the more it's gonna hate evil. The more it's gonna want to fight against evil. You know, because I love people. I love people with all my heart, and then I love everybody. I love every single race. But am I gonna sit back and watch my own kids get killed? Am I gonna sit back and watch my own loved ones get killed because of the color of their skin? Absolutely no. That's not right. We all are human beings. I mean, just for the sake of being human, you know what? This country, not only this country, but this world right now, we're not thriving. They're so focused on hate, racial hatred. What about technology? Hell, man, I want to be able to see, can I be in a damn time machine sometime or another? I want to be able to teleport sometime or fucking another. Damn, like we fucking going backwards. It really aggravate me. When I was 15 years old, I'm sorry, excuse me, PG. That's right, PG. When I was 15 years old, I was building electric cars, okay? And we was racing and kicking butt internationally, okay? School of Math and Science, we beat them first place. I mean, we had innovative voice response, voice recognition, innovative voice response and innovative voice recognition software back then. You know, since then, I mean, even being an inventor, I mean, we suppose we are behind the times because we are still digging in the same crap that's got us stuck. Our pipes is stuck and we're not clean. So we're dealing with a nation that's constipated right now. We're constipated where everybody can be, you know, that's why I love watching a lot of intergalactic TV shows like space, Deep Space Nine and Star Trek and different shows like that. The Gate, because it broadens your horizons more than just racism. You know,
It makes
it's
you look
what the
up at
world's
different
supposed to be. I'm sorry, someone was saying something.
I got a question. You say you was in tech for about 20 years, right? Or you're still in tech, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm an IT professional, 19 going on 20 years.
Okay. So I was hearing a bunch of rumors about this vaccine they're supposed to be coming out for this COVID thing. And within the vaccine, I was reading the 2020 patent by what's his name, Bill Gates, and in the patent, it's talking about nanotech being in the injection. Can you elaborate on what that means?
Nanotech. Okay, what's something I always wanted to become, and I'm still working towards it. I wanted to become a computer molecular infrastructure technician. That means I wanted to be able to work with computers on a molecular scale. Well, nanotech, it deals with the very basic makeup of a person. Like, you ever seen Tony Stark now with Iron Man, where they talk about a lot of nanotechs? You know, a lot of nanofibers and things of that nature. Well, nano allows you to carry data inside of your bloodstream and different things like that. And I'll give you another thing. I'll give you another thought. There were talks of Israel having a computer, a molecular computer that can go inside the bloodstream and cancel out positive cancer cells. So those nanos can actually even rebuild the weak places, even in your body, rebuild your organs, but they have to be programmed. You know, now, do I know a whole lot about nanotech? I'm absolutely not, but I know enough that, you know, I can at least kind of touch the bases on it. And what Bill Gates is doing, he's actually working towards the controlling mankind pretty much. Now, some people want to go, oh, this the mark of the beast. And no, it's not. It's not the mark of the beast. When they talk about the 666, 666 only means it's 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. It's the number that's make up the man. That's all it is. So a lot of stuff been taken out of context, and they have contributed everything. If you notice, these preachers had nothing to say when all this stuff was going on. When all the rioting, George Floyd was dying, they had nothing to say. And I'm gonna get back to the point. But the thing is, they always contributed good things to God, but then they say it's the devil when it's bad. If you notice that, or it's the end times, the end days. Well, hell, we've been living in the end days. How many times we've been in the last and evil days? I think it's been the last and evil days since like 100 BCE, before the common era. But yeah, you know, so it's been the last day, and then they're gonna get smarter than that. They're gonna say, well, one day is 1,000 days. 1,000 days is one day in God's sight. Man, if they don't go somewhere with that bull, I'll break the Bible down to them. But that's a whole nother subject for another day. But with this nanotech, I think it is something that will be used to go inside of people and control even their health. You know, their health and their functionality. I think it's another way of them injecting, just like syphilis, you know, and different vaccines like that they take and use against you versus helping you. Because really, we don't need vaccines. Everything we need is in the earth and from the earth. So we don't need vaccines. That stuff is just propaganda. And so to have tech inside of somebody that we wasn't born with a mother with a computer vagina, right? We didn't come from a mother that had a robot vagina just open up and close back up. We didn't have nothing like that. So why are we taking an organism, something that's organic, and trying to inject something that's made out of particles in it? It absolutely makes no sense. But it makes sense to those that want to control you.
That's it. Another $1 million question is, you said the nanotech has to be programmed to do said things like that. Who's the programmers? And if they work for the government, does the government have good intentions for us?
Absolutely not. I can tell you that off the gate. Their intentions ain't never been good. When have the government ever done anybody any good? They talk about making America great again. When have America been great? I want to know. Since I've been born, I seen nothing but fire hydrants, dogs. That's what I was told about. Now is more guns, shooters. They still hanging. I mean, what have changed?
Pretty much what I'm doing, I'm trying to make a point about the forced vaccines. Like if that vaccine with that nanotech was forced for you to take that by your government, who has a very bad track record, are you going to take it? Because I'm not.
I refuse to. I will shoot somebody dead if they come to my house. I'll see it on live. They come to my house talking about taking the vaccine. You might well take my body out of here. I'll straight up tell you, I don't have to have no disclaimer. Don't come to my resident. Don't come here with no vaccine talking about me taking some stuff, injecting it in my body. I'm fine. I work out every day. I eat healthy. So you can go somewhere with that. I'm kind of skeptical of doctors too, because I'm more prone to eat herbs. I eat grass before I think I want to take medicine. That's just how much I'm against that stuff.
Right. Yeah, I stumbled across that, man, that reading literature. I was actually researching. There's a black man out there who is really close to that time travel you were talking about by using particle accelerators. And that's what led me into that nanotech and the vaccine and stuff like that. But that's like another good story, too, to actually research that guy's theory on time travel.
Actually, I did research that for my thesis in college. Yeah, you're talking about the hydrocollateral.
Yep.
Yeah, that's located in Geneva, Switzerland, and CERN, the laboratory CERN.
Yep.
Where they will collide the ions and the protons to form a neutron. I'm sorry, they collide the protons.
That gentleman's name. I know he was a professor at MIT at one point, but yeah, I'm trying to think of his name. I'd have to pull it up.
Yeah, and it's the Higgs boson that they made called the God particle.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm with you, brother, man. That's what's up.
I mean, but that's the thing. That's the positive side of when people actually work together and put their brains together. You know, when
Yeah,
you do
that's what
that.
I'm so frustrated about. I can't express to you how frustrated I am, man, because I had some of the best instructors though that were white instructors. We all worked together. It was never this world. Okay, put it this way. Imagine being a young kid. I always heard this song called "You Can Grow Up to Be President," the land of the free, the home of the brave. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are, and where you are. Keep your eye on the star, and there you are. Well, okay, I grow up years later. Now I'm looking at my kind being shot. I'm looking at the employment rate is low. I'm looking at we're suffering in poverty. Why? But you told me I can grow up to be a president. You know how disappointing that is when and I'm trying to do things to make the world better. I was in fourth grade and I was involved with the soil and water conservation program, the 4-H club. Then at the age of 15, I ended up building electric cars, trying to make the environment better, especially for the ozone layer. Then I end up becoming 24 years old, building the first digital license plate so that we can have an easier way and technical way doing things like if I want to take my lunch break, I can just go ahead and walk outside, pay for my decals to be updated and it's there. Just better ways of living, man, to make the world a better place. But what really nags me is and aggravates me is when we don't make progress. Because believe it or not, everything comes to an end, and if we supposed to be terraforming planets right now.
Yeah.
When I heard about them trying to go over Mars and recolonize Mars, with 100 people. Now, had I not had like kids and things like that, I would be one that's on board. Because and if we had any type of hyperspeed civil transports, which I was reading a book with Dan Brown, that he was talking about. If that exists, I would be more than happy to go over there and help terraform some of these planets because there are a number of people that's growing and if we were intelligent enough, there's enough earth right now that everybody can live, and they are recultivating deserts right now. It's this guy, Chinese guy, Lou something. I got him saved up on my page, but he figured out a way how to geographically recultivate and re-nurture dry, desolate land. So why can't we do that? It's because the people are freaking lazy-minded, man. They don't want to seek out resolutions. They'll rather seek out dominance and power versus working in harmony. And that's what really aggravates me to no end. I'm like, and it's to the point, I'm like, well, if you don't want to work, then destroy you because you a waste of the earth time. The earth didn't bring you into this planet just for you to waste this time. It brought you into this planet to protect her.
Yeah. So look, let me jump in because I ain't gonna front. How you been going off, brother? Yeah, but look, we got somebody else that just joined the conversation. I want the brother to unmute his mic, state his name, and I wanted the brother to lay out his position on this whole situation as far as with the George Floyd and the protest, and what do he think about it? So you can unmute your mic, brother, and jump right in, and let the family know who you are, where you calling from, where you at, and just jump in and talk about that whole George Floyd situation.
How you guys doing? Um, my
Hey,
name is
brother.
James. All right, my name is James Ford. I'm a minister here in the area. Been around here quite a while. Grew up in the area. Just as concerning the whole George Floyd situation. Um, First of all, I just want to say it was a tragedy that anyone would lose their life at the hands of in that way, in that manner, in someone of authority and someone of that position. Shouldn't happen. Should never happen. The officers should get prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. My position with the protests and the rioters, that you see, is my question always is, especially with that line of thinking, is what is their end game? What is it that they want to accomplish? So once the officers have been charged, once the officers have been prosecuted, Then what? Then what is your plan? To continue to yell and scream, or do you have a strategic plan to actually do something? Because to just be out there yelling and screaming without a plan is meaningless. You won't see change that way. Change doesn't happen by yelling and screaming. It has to be strategy, conversations, and so that's kind of my position on the protesters out there and what they're doing. I just see a lot of chaos and no strategy. So that's all. That's really all I got.
Yeah, can I add on to what the brother just said?
Hold on, yeah, brother. Go ahead. I just want to. So your position is a little bit different than the Facebook post you made, because it seemed like it has changed a
No,
little
go ahead.
bit. I'm asking.
No,
No, I'm just
go
asking.
ahead.
It seemed like your position has changed a little bit, wherein it's more like, okay, what is the strategy behind what y'all doing? It seemed like initially your post was it wasn't, I ain't gonna say it was totally different than what you said, but it's been slightly refined. I say that.
I want to make sure people completely understand what I'm saying. It's easy to read something and to go away angry because you really didn't pay attention to what was being said. So I want to make sure people understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it was right that George Floyd was killed, but what I am saying is the way that you respond to it, be very careful, because you could just, that line of thinking to me with the Black Lives Matter, the protesters, that line of thinking, to me, I don't see how you will get to where you want to be as a people. To me, I just don't see it, because to me, it's like burn America to the ground. I'm like, for what? I love America, love being here. Greatest country in the world. Wouldn't have it no other way. And so to burn America to the ground, I don't really see the point in that. I see working together. We're tremendously farther than where we were 60 years ago. Are we where we need to be? Of course not. But 60 years from now, I would imagine that we'll be a lot farther than where we are now. I mean, it wasn't that long ago we was in shackles and chains. So to go from there to here, I think that's quite a bit of progress, honestly. So that's that. That's that.
I don't know about progress,
Yeah, okay.
James.
Yeah.
I don't think I got another 60 years to wait for my life for me to have some real progress. I'll just be honest with you. I'm a progressive person. I like to do things, because right and wrong is in every person. And all you got to do is just do right. Okay, that's my take. It don't take years for you to decide to make the right decision to do things. This government can make a right decision today and write a good policy, and everything can be hunky-dory with everybody. So, but with the riot and looting, I think it was necessary. I absolutely do. We would have never have gotten the attention that we got today. It may not, I don't believe in violence. I don't at all. I teach peace to the utmost. But as it's written even in the Bible that you read, to everything, there's a time and a season for every purpose under heaven. There's a time to cry, there's a time to laugh, there's a time for peace, and there's a time for war. And you can't people want to admit anger as in though anger is a bad thing. Every element in us is good. When God made us, everything in us was good, and it was meant for a reason. Just like in the drilling, if you didn't have fear, people think fear is bad. No, fear can be a good thing, because it'll keep you from getting burnt to that stove if you put your hand on it again. That's just an example. So every element of us is good, but people want to admit the anger and the rage and that's in us versus talking about keeping the peace all the time. War is meant to be. Can you imagine what this country would be like if there was no revolutionary war? We'll still be paying taxes to other countries right now and be in poverty. If there was no war between the Confederacy and the Union, that would still be slavery, more slavery right now. So sometimes war brings peace. Now, am I saying that we should bring war first? No, I'm saying we should try to be diplomatic first, But at the same token, hey, we'll be able to flex our muscle to an extent where there's some intelligence there. That's part of flexing your muscle to where there's some military power there. And you asked about a plan. There is a plan that we got in place. Because I don't talk out the side of my neck. I'm gonna share my screen real quick just to show you that what I have in mind right now. But it's called the Peacekeeper Initiative, and it's to protect and serve our own. And this is for the work. I graduated, just to let you know, I graduated 17th session of the Citizen Police Academy. You know, so I work for to be a liaison between the community and the police. Well, we need our own units that will actually make a statement, because you can't get out there when you see protesters. That's our natural right. To protest. That's one of the First Amendments, is the freedom of press, the freedom of protest. But what's going on now, people feel like their voices aren't heard. You know why they not only feel like it, they know their voices are not heard, because everything under the sun is going on in this country but the righteousness for Black people. So no, our voices aren't being heard. So in order to gain attention for your voice to be heard, you got to use force sometimes. It's the raw truth. It is the raw truth. I don't like it, but it comes to the time when you got to really have some force. You got to have money, because like it or not, money is power. Money is power. And you can't keep shooting people because of the color of their skin and think that it's not going to be no consequences. Because one thing I learned about this government, they throw a rock and they hide their hand. And just as soon as a person speak up against them, they want to try to classify them as some type of vigilante, some type of terrorist, or something else. That's what they do. They want to play victim. They ain't no need to play victim. And if you do want to play victim, you still need to have your butt whooped. I'm trying to be nice about it, because Set Harusa keep it PG. But ain't no need to play victim when you going killing people. This ain't no time to play victim, because you're supposed to reap what you sow, according to the good Christians out there. You reap what you sow. So now it's time for to reap what you sowed. You sowed a bad seed, now it's time for you to reap a bad seed. You can't, but in this time, I think we're being very merciful that the whole country ain't tore all the hell. I think we've been very merciful, but to bring in the military, to use the military against a people that's been victimized, is straight up unjust. Straight up unjust. It's an abuse of power. So now we need to get our own power. And this is not for the work against the police. It's to monitor them to make sure they do their job. And if they don't do their job, set them on fire, because now you operating outside of the law. We here to uphold and strengthen the law. If you're going to live by law, don't let the law be biased just for one group of people. Let it be good for everybody.
All right.
Yeah, brother, can you stop? Okay. Go ahead, James. You can go ahead, brother.
All right, so I heard what you're saying. Some points I like, a lot of I disagree with, but that's okay. I like disagreement. But I will say that if we burn the country, then what?
We can rebuild it.
Well, let me
That's
jump
the point?
in. Let me jump in.
Let me just clarify what I'm saying about that. What I'm saying is that, okay, had not in this protest, had not there been so much rage and the country looked like pure hell all over. Had it not been that, just think about, had we just seen another Black man killed. Oh, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
We've been trying to overcome since the 60s. It's time out for that. So now the statement have been made. It not only brought national attention, but it brought international attention, because people felt the pain. They finally felt the pain of what Black people have been feeling all along. And people to the point now that it's driving them in madness. And if they don't be careful, they're gonna drive people to a place where there's no return. And that's a place where we don't want to go. That's what I'm saying, Brother James.
I got you 100%.
Let me add on real fast.
All
real
right.
quick. This master you. I heard what both sides are, and I think I heard a brother named James was saying that we should have a plan on what's going on. And I understand I understand what I get it. I dig what you're saying. But you got to understand, black people been had a plan. Black people had their own neighborhoods, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Soul City, neighborhood down in Florida. We been had a plan. But when we had a plan, stuff got bombed. We had Christianity, we had a plan. So they said, okay, cool, pray to Jesus. And the battle is not yours. Don't worry about wrath. Wrath is the Lord. Give it unto the Lord. Give it unto the Lord. So we don't try that. We tried all that stuff they said to try, all that planning. We planned. We joined the military to help fight wars. We done been upright citizens, going to church. We done went to school, got degrees. We done did all the planning that you have asked us to do. Now, after all that, what do you expect me to do? I'm gonna burn something down until you hear what I'm saying. I ain't thinking about nothing no more. Because when I do plan, you do your best to outplan me. So I'm gonna set it all on fire. And I ain't got no problem with it. When they set stuff on fire, it's cool. The moment black people do it, it becomes a problem. It becomes an issue when we set stuff on fire. I have no problem with letting the whole thing burn. I'm talking about slam down to the crispy crunch. Burn it, and after that, get you some gasoline, put it on top of it, find you whatever is flammable, and set the whole thing back on fire again to where it is nothing. Then after that, you can rebuild. Because this country ain't built on freedom. This country is built on stolen land, murder, treachery, and lies. And to tell black people that you got to go plan something, black people been planning something. And we tried everything up under the sun. But the moment we go and raise some hell, y'all got to go back and plan. Plan for what? Because when I plan, you didn't hear nothing I was telling you to do. So I ain't planning no more. If you go to school every day and somebody slap you in your face, you gonna go home and come up with a plan, or the next day you get slapped in the face, you're gonna set the whole school on fire.
That's right.
That's what's going on right now. After this, we can come up with some type of plan. Yes, we can. Let's talk about some more plans. Martin Luther King Jr. had a plan. What happened to him? I'll wait. Malcolm X had a plan. What happened to him? Marcus Garvey had a plan. What happened to him? So to say that we don't have no plan, that is a far cry from the truth, because we have already implemented plans. Black Panthers was a plan. COINTELPRO took it away. So we've always had, and I'm sorry for being passionate, but it's always, and this is not an attack, it's always a black person telling black people that you should try something that we already tried. We done tried all that stuff, man. It don't work. It don't work, man. It don't at all. And this is not an attack. This is not an attack at all. It's not an attack. But it's just like, man, what else do you expect us to do? There ain't nothing else for us to do, because Jesus ain't showed up to save you. He ain't came yet. Or any other God, ain't none of them showed up. Because we go to church every Sunday and plan and pay them tithes and have communion and fast, and don't nothing happen. If I'm wrong, go ahead and play your music.
Could we keep it apology and out of religion?
Go ahead, blast it. Go ahead. That's disrespectful. But what you're doing disrespectful, because nobody did that to you ever playing the music. But it's cool. Go ahead. Yep. That's real. That's a real
Look,
style.
man.
That's real
Look,
style.
man. Look, man. Look, yo.
No.
Let me tell you something, man. Stop being disrespectful, man. You just let man talk. You hear me?
That's some sucker
You stop being disrespectful, boy. You hear me, man?
That's that sucker stuff.
This is big up,
Hey,
boy.
look, y'all
That's
chill
what
out.
that is.
Hey, look, y'all chill out. No,
that's that straight.
No,
sucker
listen,
stuff.
y'all. James
Stop
did
being
not.
disrespectful, motherfucker.
No, y'all listen. James did not play that music. That was Harold playing the music. Let it burn. It was a joke, meaning let the country burn. That wasn't James who played that music. That was Harold saying let it burn.
Sorry, man. Anyway, I'm done.
James.
I'm done.
Yeah, y'all calm down.
I was backing up, brother, for you. I was
saying,
let it burn.
Burn all
Y'all
that.
calm down.
I'm sorry. I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm done. Harold, take over.
Hey,
but
that's
listen,
my brother, man. That's you.
listen, y'all. I want James to be able to respond, man. I don't want us to seem like we jumping on the brother. That's why I ain't said nothing. But I do want James to be able to respond, because I think he have a comeback. But James, He didn't play that music. That was Harold that played that music, y'all.
I take full
Okay,
responsibility.
That's all. It's all love, man. It's all love. We all brothers, man.
But
My
can,
bad,
can I
my
can I
bad,
say
bro.
something? Can I say something? What I'm getting from the whole conversation is what me and Stuart is really talking about. It's about we need to get the kind of, and I'm preaching it, financial literacy, because it comes down to economics, buying your guns and your bombs and educating our people. That's all about money. But we have to be able to defend our own stuff. We need to get some stuff to defend. It
That's
can't be stuff
right.
that gets spread. It can't be spread out everywhere. I can't come up to Chicago and do nothing down here in Bisco, Arkansas, and y'all ain't coming to Bisco, Arkansas to do something for Richard. So we have to figure that if we're gonna fight, and I'm the brother, you absolutely right. If we want to venture over there with white folks and hang out, I don't want no problem if I do that. But I also want a place to go and lay my head down that I'm not in the theaters with them necessarily. We can have our own stuff and be able to go over there if we want to. But until we got our own stuff to defend, just burning everything, I don't know how any of those things will work. But I do know we got a lot of people that's going to be going to work real soon, or you're not going back to work, so you need to have an emergency fund, not just a gun fund, but you need to have all kind of stuff. We need a whole range of things. But telling these young people, I'm 50, telling these young people what they want and what they need to do, man, they don't want to go work 40 years like I did, and I don't blame them. That's the wrong move.
What they need is leadership, Brother Richard. They need leadership and they need examples. And that's what there's a lot of. There's a lot of delegators,
They've
but it's
been
not enough
needing
examples.
they've been needing leadership, and we haven't given them leadership. Now
Exactly.
we in the middle of the battle. It's too late to be all scrounging for leadership in the middle of the battle. But what we do know, when we have a battle, leaders emerge. So let's look for the leaders that's going to emerge out of this battle and be able to help them, facilitate them, help them get some money, help them develop a dream, help them develop some land. Because you can't go out here and plant an acre of potatoes and just out there with a rake and a hoe. You are out your mind.
Right. But also what we need is better leadership in the White House. We need better leadership right now.
We can't look. We can't. If you're looking for leadership and voting for the president, and you're not voting for the coroner, you're not voting for the sheriff, if you're not voting for your school board, you wasted your vote, because that's an electoral college, and it's a totally different. We got to know all the systems.
Right.
It's check. It's not check.
I totally agree with you.
It's not one way. We cover our bases. We diversify our portfolio.
Right. I totally agree with you. And we do need part of the peacekeeper plans is actually for more people, to encourage more blacks to go in and participate in the justice system and then places of power. That's part of our plan that we got down right now. So we do got, but as the brother said, one brother, Master, you said, hey, we've been had plans, but look what happened. Because I can remember over here in Wilson, North Carolina, they had more politicians than a little bit that were black, but look what happened. So in other words, what we need is a plan bagged up by firepower.
I don't know. I would call it a plan, but we got to know.
And we need to talk to people that's not like us. We need to talk to people like us that does not like us, that have the same passion for the betterment of this world, man. Because all seriousness, regardless of what, we either got to work together or die. I mean, it's just to that place. Really, in reality, we either got to work together or die. So what is it going to be? Because you can't exterminate the world of black people, because we built this country. I'm just being perfectly honest with you. And then you can't exterminate the world of white people, because, hey, They have the money. Let's face
And
it.
bottom line, you can't go out here and save their world. What we have to do is build our own world worth protecting.
We
We
brother
can do
Richard,
it
what
now.
I'm
Yes, we've
saying,
done it
and
before.
what Master you was saying is that if we got to start all over, just like this world had to just like it did what was it? It's called it's not a paradigm shift, it's something else. It's when the world, you know what I'm talking about? Set
When it reset, you talking about when it
Yeah,
reset?
it's when it reset, when they have like a climate change, sort of. It's a word I
A
can't think of
different
it.
age. You talking about going to a different age?
Yeah, but we need to do this on the same concept. We need to change our different way of doing things. This is why I'm proposing to keep the which we already being active now. We just not proposing. We actually going to enforce it. It's the Peacekeeper Initiative, and this is going to be worldwide. It's going to be worldwide. Not no new world order. None of that crap they talking about, a new world order and martial law. None of that. This is only for the sake of to help and assist righteousness. Now, do people come in to get in things and to try to infiltrate it and mess it up? Yes, they do. But we want this. We want this to be so thorough that we have real psychologists to evaluate people before they even begin to think to join. You know, we're going to put them through the polygraph test. We're going to put them through psychological tests. We're going to monitor them everywhere they go when they don't know it. We're going to monitor their habits. We're going to do the criminal background checks, everything. We're going to be like the FBI on them. They're not even going to know it. And we're going to just monitor them to see what their real habits. We're going to talk to their neighbors. We're going to talk to their spouses. We're going to see how they are. And if they don't mind us doing that, fine. But if they mind us talking to people to really see how their attitudes are, then no, you can't be part of us. Because we want something that's pure. We want something that's making a statement separated from everybody.
Okay, but let the brother James Ford get in here,
Go
because
ahead,
I
Brother
don't
James.
think he agree with this separation.
All right, so not really. No, I don't really agree with the whole separation thing. The one thing that always bothers me is I get that yes, we've been downtrodden and we've been oppressed, but at the same time, it seems like we do more damage to ourselves than anybody else does to us. And I think if we were to hold ourselves accountable for our own actions more, we would make way more progress than we are now. We will be light years ahead of where we are. But I see so many excuses of why we haven't done better. And I think if that was addressed more, then we would see a better outcome than where we are.
I 100% agree with you, Brother James. I 100% agree with you. When you take a look at the Mexicans, look what they did. They come in here and you got about 10 of them that come out of one car. Yeah. I'm serious,
exactly.
like literally 10 of them. They stockpiled themselves in one car. They stockpiled themselves in one motel room. I've seen it firsthand because I used to help rent out a hotel, and there'd be a lot of them, migrants, immigrant workers, whatever. Migrant workers, yeah, I've seen them, and they work together. And that's something, right. and that's why they gained the respect they did over, even though, yeah, they will handle the past. Unlike black people, they were handle the past, but still, there ain't no excuse for us. That's not what I'm talking. I hope you didn't get that from me, because I'm not looking for excuses. You know, I said, we need our own businesses.
But see, that's what I see from people like, so from groups like Black Lives Matter, a lot of those groups that I see in those protests, I see them so overtly saying, hey, look what you did to me, but not willing to take responsibility for all of the fatherless homes where Black men haven't taken care of what they're supposed to take care of, all of the criminal activity where you can make whatever excuse you want to make. At the end of the day, an individual has a choice. You're going to either do the right thing or you're going to do the wrong thing. That's your decision, nobody else's but yours.
Yeah,
let me add on that real fast. I agree to an extent, brother, because it just seems like sometimes you gotta look at history, man. You gotta read history, brother.
When after slavery did black people commit all these crimes amongst each other? I'm talking about immediately in black neighborhoods. Tell me where in history? I'm talking about when slavery was over, where black people were stabbing, robbing, killing. It did not happen.
No.
When wait a minute.
That's not what I'm talking about.
When crack cocaine got put in a neighborhood, did black people put it in there, or did the CIA put it in there? Wait a minute. Let me finish. Who owned all the music stations? Who owned all the TV networks? Who owned that stuff? And anytime somebody try to put out, look it up. When people try to put out conscious music, they will tell them that they are not going to accept it at all. When Rick Ross put out a song talking about he had raped a woman, which is not right. He didn't say he raped her. He made whatever it was towards her. They came on him and he lost all type of endorsements. But as long as he was talking about killing another black man, the stuff got put on the radio. When you watch a TV show on TV, how often do you see a black woman and a black man? How often do you see it?
I agree.
Because you very rarely see it. I'm telling you, man.
I'm with you.
As a black man in here who is fighting for righteousness, the image of the black man, for one, is one they try to put us down as being weak. Anytime somebody come up talking about a black family, they disregard it. But as long as there is violence and things going on in the neighborhood, that's the stuff that they propel. That's all this music and stuff is brainwashing our kids. So it's not just an individual thing. But let me finish adding on to that also too. A child is enveloped in an environment, and the environment becomes a system and a culture and a way of life. It becomes very, very hard to separate yourself out of that. It's what we call the blind, deaf, and the dumb. And some people blind, deaf, and dumb and don't know that they blind, deaf, and dumb. Anything that's in motion, it will stay in motion unless something of equal or greater force comes and not whatever it is off its trajectory. For a lot of black people, there's so much stuff in our way that keeps us from moving ahead. And then plus we so brainwashed because we are in a system that puts us in a particular situation. It just does that. And so, yes, the onus is on us, but also there is a system that benefits mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and financially off of black people. And even so, wait a minute. Let me finish. The media will tell you that most black people are on food stamps. That is not the case. That is not the case. The media won't tell you that a lot of the business owners and stuff now is black women. They don't go around telling you that all these black men who are doing wonderful things, they are not going to put that stuff on TV. There are black people out here every day that's fighting tooth and nail to change the image and to change the stereotype. But once that happens, the media will never expose that. But what they will expose is the negativity. That's what they will expose. They will have on China 13 News 2 black people that shot and killed such and such and such. Or a black man got put on his neck and killed by a cop, and they'll put a picture up of the black man looking like a thug and his old police records. But when Dylan Roof goes shoot up wherever he shoot up, oh, he was such a good kid. Let's go take him to Wendy's. So it's not just one person changing their mind. You exist in a system that benefits off of you. So it makes it that much harder. I'm gonna ask a question to anybody. Please answer me this. Do you think the United States government really want every black person to get their life together? Because if that is so, the private prison system would not benefit. Talk to me now. Somebody let me know.
You're absolutely right. And one of the
talk to me now. Talk to me now.
You're right, Master You. They don't want us. They don't want us home. Let's let James Ford go. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's true. No, sir, what you were saying, I agree with a whole lot of it. Just like you were saying, they'll put the picture up of George Floyd. They put the image up of George Floyd with the offers on his neck, which they should. It was a horrible thing to happen. But what happens is we get so enraged about hollering at other people how they should treat us. We treat ourselves like dirt. You know, instead of looking inward and dealing with our own issues, we crying out for somebody else to save us. How about we save ourselves? How about those radio stations that we let our kids listen to? We turn the radio off. How about we stop buying Jay-Z CDs? Stop buying big Rick Ross CDs. How about that? How about we make conscious decisions that we're going to raise children with a moral development and stop having them run crazy all over the place? How about that? Why do someone else have to save us? Why can't we save ourselves?
Well, okay. So, Brother James, right there, I want to just, if I can rebuttal about what you just said.
Sure.
Well, let's look at this one key word, root cause. Root cause. Now, Master, you pointed out something very, if you would listen very carefully to him. Black people didn't have this stuff. There wasn't a whole lot of cursing and things like that in music like it was like it is today. It was most about love. We used to listen to, even at a different frequency now, you know. But now, you know, we used to listen to what Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder songs. It was all about love and so forth. But what has happened, just like even with the Black Panther Party, them starting with them. Let's just use this as an example. They went out trying to help the community. And guess what? The community have followed. Everybody wanted peace. But guess what happened? They went in, the government went in and planted drugs. Okay? The neighborhoods, when we say and talk about Black people, because this is what happened. Every time there's a killing of a Black man that's advertised on TV for media sake, and they gaining money off of it and putting their commercials and all that stuff up there, what's happening is all entertainment. But the thing is, every time that this happens is when they go, well, Blacks need to treat Blacks better. But what's causing Blacks not to treat Blacks better? It's all about survival, because right now it's just one man trying to make a living. And if you're selling drugs on his block and he trying to feed his family, what do you think he's gonna do? He's trying to survive. He's trying to feed his family. So it's survival of the fittest. So sometimes where it seems like that man said, oh, he's a drug dealer, and they trying to demonize him, lock him up in prison, but yet you haven't given him a fair handshake of an education, of a good education. You haven't given him a fair handshake from the beginning. And that is, hey, for 400 years, what do you expect him to do? Because everybody ain't on that same level. Everybody family don't develop the same. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to make excuses for Black people, but at the same time, we don't own the boats. We don't own the ships. Every time we do try to own stuff, they always get infiltrated, knocked down, or it seems like that there's a way that people try to come in and try to take over what they have, right or wrong. So when we talk about Black people need to treat Black people right, what I would say is that, hey, let's strengthen the hand of that other brother or sister. So, hey, there's another way. And we need to develop, because there's a difference between equal rights, equal opportunities versus handouts. We don't want handouts. I believe that 99% of Black people want equal rights and equal opportunities. I believe that 99% of Black people want that. None of our ancestors came over here feeling like they was entitled to anything. They didn't come over here looking for handouts. They came over here as indentured servants. They came over here as slaves, you know? So none of them came out looking for a handout. They won't talk that way. Our grandparents, they never taught us to, sit back, and let's intentionally go get welfare. We wasn't taught that. We even in our Bibles that we used to read by, a man should work by the sweat of his brow, right? We should work hard. A man that dealeth with a slack hand becomes poor, right? But a man that deal diligent with his hand becometh rich, right? So we won't talk those principles. Those are things we try operating those principles. But what's going on, you got infiltrators. You got infiltrators that come in and poison and contaminate that, and they'll use one of us, one agent, and change their mind, and then it's like a domino effect from there. Then you got them labeling us wrong, like you said on the media, as super predators and thugs. Well, most thugs I talk to, quote unquote thugs, you know what they are? They educated. You know, they got street smarts and book smarts. I guarantee you what, how about putting them in front of how about sending them to a school or Harvard, having the same opportunity for for to get a student without having to pay student loans? Or everybody makes mistakes, but we make a mistake here, but we don't get a second chance. See, that's the thing.
Do you think
if somebody white make a mistake, You know what I'm saying? Hey, they get chances after chances, but we don't get those chances like that. Then we talk about, well, what we need also is armed power to end. What we need is we need our own army so we can end the shooting of Black people. Because what they're doing is using it as entertainment. Every time you turn around, they start playing their best commercials about selling. Just look what's going on in the media. They'll pump it up to no end. You think that George Floyd funeral won't advertise on every media station? Even Fox News, who don't give a damn about Black people, had George Floyd funeral up there. And then after his funeral, they got a Black sister, which they always do, get somebody of our own color to talk trash about us, to demonize us. To really, why is it, answer this question for me. Why is it that people hate a group or race of people like us so bad, someone who don't even have nothing? Why is it that they hate us so bad? You know why? Because they see greatness in us. They see what we're capable of, and they fear it. That's all it is. And they will do any and everything to try to contaminate the idea of Black unity.
Yeah, they don't want to be challenged.
Exactly.
True.
And the music industry, I guarantee you, if you get an artist singing about love these days, he won't get well known. He ain't gonna get well known. They want us to start. That's why they'll rather promote somebody that's using profanity. They'll promote somebody talking about killing another N-word, or somebody banging out, or the women got their booty jiggling up and down on the TV, you know, head down, ass up. They'll rather see that. The twerk, 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 twerk. You know what I'm saying? And they degrade our women. Back then, our women were dignified. We had queens. I can't call no woman no queen jiggling her ass in front of everybody. I'm just saying, you know.
But so isn't it a responsibility of those artists to not do the cursing, to not put the women in the videos? Isn't it that?
Exactly, and I am an artist myself. I play a 6-string collar belly guitar, I guess bass guitar. I also sing, and I'm a damn good singer. I got kids that sing that I'm telling you, they bad as I don't know what, man. But I tell my son, I said, look, don't take down. I said, no matter what, don't take down to their standards. Because we got to start raising standards.
That's what I'm saying.
They appreciate you singing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All I'm saying
we got to stop compromising with them.
Why is it that we as a people got to be okay with not doing great? Why do we have to dumb down ourselves and say, hey, it's okay not to be great? Why can't we be great? We can be. No, listen. And I know America might not be the greatest place in the world, but you can go and do pretty much whatever you want to do in this country, and can't nobody stop you. You want a degree, go get it.
You know what?
Go be one.
This theory that we are not great, that there's not great ones in our community, is a false theory. If you don't know any great Black men in your circle, that's really your problem. You're not evidently looking. That's like brothers telling me I can't find a good woman, but you land with crappy women. That's a choice.
Exactly.
Don't sit and say all Black women are bad just because you make bad choices picking a woman.
But to me,
that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You are saying that all Black women are bad or all Black people not successful, when in fact we have successful people who are not being promoted properly because we look to the white folks to promote our shit properly so we can make some money. We're not satisfied making a little bit of money with our people.
We don't need them.
And that's what economic power comes in at. This is why
we don't need them.
This brother said we need them. We need to be able to go over and be with them. Now that contradicts it.
I never said that we. I ain't never said that we needed them. That we need to be with them.
That may not have been you, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Whoever said it ain't, we dumbing ourselves down. That's a damn lie. We have scholars.
Brother Richard, this is what I'm saying. No, Brother Richard, you talking about me. When I said that we eventually need to coexist and with each other, we do. I mean, what we gonna do? Try to destroy each other? You know what
I
I
did
mean?
not
What
say
I'm saying
destroy
is we
each
have
other.
to
Hey, you
coexist
said
as
you
a
would
I
burn
didn't
them to
race.
the
say
ground.
destroy each other.
We can't
That's
get
what I
one
said.
What
off
I'm
killer.
saying, you cannot destroy them if your gun is bought at Walmart. If you're not building a damn gun, I gotta run to Walmart and get some more ammunition, baby.
That's true. That's true.
Well, brother Richard,
That's
I'm
true.
gonna tell you, man. Look, it's like this, man. What I'm saying, if we had our people with the backing of armed forces, right, where they knew that it would be a price to pay if they killed one of our people on the street. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying be
I come back
What
to
I'm saying is be
to your
strong.
family. If somebody hurts my brother, or someone hurts my son, or hurts my mother, or hurts my wife, I will be involved because I have an interest. If I
Right.
own interest in the community bakery, I'm not gonna burn it down. Until you get interest, you have no interest.
Right, brother Richard. What
But
I'm
get
saying
interested
is
in your
that,
own stuff. Quit trying to be interested in everything they interested in.
right, but
Because
that's
they
not what I'm
laughing at the
saying.
same shit you laughing at.
Brother Richard, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, we should be strong, but be powerful, but with intelligence and restraint. Because you can't
So
go
why you
around
make
talking.
excuses?
Anytime we become like, okay, this is the thing. Okay, say for instance, I didn't do no harm to you, but you picked the fight with me. That's when we should mess you up. But if you ain't picking no fight with me and I'm prospering in my own house, then we good. If you want to trade something with me, let's trade. But don't come over my house trying to contaminate my goods and property when you know that's all I got to survive with. If that make any sense to you.
All I want to say is, can we just hold each other accountable as Black people and not stop making excuses for why we're not doing better?
Absolutely.
Just
Absolutely.
stop.
All right, y'all. Let me interject. I've been kind of quiet. I gotta interject, man. All right. Hey, Katrina. What tune you want to hear? Let me know. There's somebody in the chat talking about they want to hear a tune. What chat? Let me know. Put it in the chat what you want to hear.
What's
We'll
up,
make sure you
Katina?
get it, Queen. All right. So
What's
let
up,
me.
Katina?
Yeah. I think that's one from New York. But all right, let me
Yeah,
interject
Rochester.
real fast, y'all. I'm loving the conversation, man. I like Freestyle Friday. We're gonna keep doing this because I'm loving the conversation, man. I'm loving everybody having an opportunity to express themselves and get their points across. So, I'm more of liking it, and I just want to sit back, but I do want to interject something. I think what Mr. James Ford is saying is a good, what he's saying makes sense and it's good, but I think the way he's saying it and the way it's coming across what makes it sounds bad. Accountability is a must. We have to be accountable for ourselves. This is something that everybody on this show, we all preach accountability. But when the way you frame the accountability is what makes it suspect to me. Now, the overall meaning I understand, but the way it's being framed is what has me a little bit on the fence. It's like the way you framing the accountability. Like when you talk about us, like Richard was saying, not succeeding, you got a lot of, and see also, when you talk about succeeding, what is your definition of success? What standard are you basing success off of? Is your success based off the American way of success, or is it based off the African way of success? See, we have to look at this stuff and break it down to determine what eyesight what lens that we are looking through when we are speaking. Because success to me doesn't exactly mean that you have to have a lot of money, a lot of cars. That's not success. That's the American dream, but that's a nightmare for African Americans, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because success for us is mean we all doing good. Because as Africans, we look at the village. We have a village mentality, as in if one of us eat, we all eat. If one of us fail, we all fail. And this is why a lot of people are so upset with this whole George Floyd situation, because we are finally starting to look at things as if that was my child, if that was my cousin. If you touch one, you touch us all, because it's been happening for so long. And for so long, it's been going on. And the light bulb is finally starting to go off. But when it comes to this rioting and this looting, I have to bring this stuff back. Black folks ain't the one really tearing up these buildings, rioting and looting. Now, we're being blamed for it. Now, yeah, you have some opportunist black folks that once the buildings are bust open, they running in there and they stealing stuff. But when you go to Minnesota and you look at how this stuff was happening, it wasn't black folks. It was the anarchists, the Antifa people. Them was the ones that was busting the windows open with the hammers and spraying, tagging everything BLM. They still doing it to this day. And people are pointing out, not only did they do it there, they done it in Greenville. The Antifa, like they're everywhere. And that's why Trump labeled them a terrorist organization during this crisis. So we have to look at all this stuff and put it into context when we speaking about it. Because when you put it in context, it makes a lot of sense. So we can understand it. Now we can move forward. But we agree with accountability. We have to hold ourselves accountable. Now, when you talk about the black men not being in the houses with the children, do you understand what happened in the 60s when they came out with houses? When they came out with government houses? You know how the projects is. If you stay in the projects, the black man can't be in the house. That's the way it's set up. It's set up that way to remove the black man out of the house. So now you have people that are not able to feed their families. Why? And if you're not able to take care of your family as a woman, and you got 2 children, and they offering you a house, you don't have nowhere to stay, you're going to move into these housing apartment complexes. Now, the goal should be to get there so you can better yourself and move out. But a lot of times people get complacent. And you have to understand, when you're dealing with African Americans, we are the project. They have been researching on us since time immemorial. From the time we came here to America, we have been their project. And now we are the result of their project. We are the results of them doing experiments with us. They have been experimenting with us, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually. And now we are the result of the project. So what you're looking at is the result. So you got the 60s when we was protesting. So they came up with physical projects that they allow African-American women to stay in, but your black men can't be in these projects. They can't stay. If they stay in these housing complexes, they have to get out. You know, so you can't stay there. So then you get the 60s with that and the Black Panthers and the Black national movement, where black people, we want justice. We want to be treated like humans. We want to be integrated. You know, we protesting and marching. So then you get the Black Panthers. This is all in the 60s. Then the housing came in early 70s. Then what happened? Crack cocaine era came in. And this is when the music started changing, because you had the old time music, the soul music, you know, the love your woman, and you know what I'm saying, and grab her, that Teddy Pendergrass, turn off the lights. You know, you had that good music right then. But then what happened? After they killed all our leaders in the 60s and going into the 70s, they started changing things. You had the hippie movement with the marijuana, you know, to getting high, because they want everybody to get high and don't fight the system no more. And what came out of that? You had rap, because after they killed the Black Panthers and the movement of us trying to gain our struggle with the Black Panthers, that movement went into a form of lyrics, which was rap music. And because when you look at the origin of rap, it was conscious rap music. It was fuck the police. It was like us, let's take care of ourselves. And this is where the gangs come from. The gangs come from the offshoot of the Black Panthers, trying to protect your community. So all throughout, even while we was ever evolving through these different stages in the 80s, what they do? Oh no, they're getting powerful. Let's throw the crack cocaine in the hood. So now they throw the crack cocaine in the hood. Now, obviously, we made the decisions to smoke the dope. They put it in front of us. So now you gotta understand, when you got poverty, and then you got people that are not working, that stuff clashes. And what's gonna happen? Violence is gonna come. This is gonna breed the violence. It's gonna breed the anger. Because when you got people that can't feed their family, nowhere to stay, and now you got them on dope, on drugs, it's gonna breed. So yeah, we made bad decisions, but moving forward, because I want to move, I'm on to moving forward too.
Oh
As
yeah.
we move forward, a lot of things are changing. We have to take accountability. Accountability is a must. You have to be accountable for everything that you do and also your family because our children are watching what we are going through as we speak and they're seeing it. But one myth I have
Yes.
to get away with is that Black men are not in their children's family. And, Black men, actually studies that show that African American men are more involved in their children's lives than any other race of people in America. African, I can pull, matter of fact, after I get finished, I'm gonna pull it up. African American men are more involved in their children's lives in America than any other race of men. This is stuff they don't talk about because they don't want this to be shown everywhere that we are actually trying to be in our children's lives. They don't want that to be shown, but it's actually
Let me
going on.
And they want to
send me a
use the
second.
Black women against us by using the system. Let me tell y'all something. I'm talking from experience now. I'm a father. I got 5 kids, and let me just tell you something. I was on the PTA board of my kids' school. You can look up my name in the newspaper. I was in the positive parenting program where I was well known for being one of the best fathers there is. Like Stuart said, we are there. But let me tell you what some of these women are doing because they know they can get away with it through the judicial system. Because what's going on is what you call systematic racism. It's a system that they had in place beforehand. These people, they just sit back and all of a sudden came up with ideas of this stuff. It's generated for failure for the Black man. People, I'm not saying it as an excuse, but I can see it step by step. Stuart broke down, Haru broke down a whole lot, by what he was saying. But there is a systematic system in place that is called systematic racism. Now, my problem I got is every time one of our family members die, get killed, right? They have, I don't know what the hell they paying these people or they families, but let me tell you, these families, they going out talking about, well, y'all keep the peace. Floyd wouldn't want this. Freddie Gray wouldn't want this. You don't know what the hell they will want. Because I believe if they will come back to life, they'll be trying to get some people. You know what I'm saying? I believe that they will come back to life. They will be a vengeful spirit and get those jokers that got them. That's what I believe. I don't think that they will be trying to kiss them and hug them and be like a sweet visiting angel. But what I'm saying is what really ticked me off when the family say, hey, y'all keep the peace, and then it's back to square one again, and they don't do nothing. I got a serious problem with that because it ain't no price. There's no money that you can ever give me when you take one of my kids away off this planet. There's no amount of money. I don't care if it's a billion, quadrillion. There's no amount of money that can stop me from coming at you. Straight up, there's no amount of money because you took away something that was mine. I'm just saying. And when people learn the way my aunt always taught me, because I used to get bullied in school until in elementary school until I stopped bullying. And my aunt taught me, she said, look, you take the biggest one you can find and you knock him down hard. And all the rest of them gonna leave you alone because you done knock down the boss. That's how you stop a bully. You're not gonna stop something if you don't make a statement. You got to make an example. Because when people know each and every, let me give you a prime example. Those who they call the Somalian Indians, which is a degradative name for the native brothers and sisters, but they call them Somalian Indians. That's over there, Seminole Indians. That's in Jacksonville, Florida, and Florida. Period. This is what happened. Andrew Jackson, who was a racist bigot, a racist president, they tried to destroy the natives. They left. They didn't win the war. They got tired of fighting the natives. Cause every single time the natives was coming back, killing them. And they was like, my God, we just tired. So they never won the war. They just left. And that's why the natives was left in Florida. But it just goes to show you, whenever you show people that you're not playing with them, and you show these police that no matter what, if you get one of us, that we gonna get 10 of y'all, and how if you make them feel the pain. Hey, look, some people might say I sound like Louis Farrakhan, but it's the truth. When you show them and you make them feel the pain that you suffering, and they experience that pain, they gonna think twice about messing with you. Well, let me ask you something. Would you go mess with a gang leader right now?
Nope.
Or would you rather mess with somebody that's by themselves? Which one you gonna pick on?
Neither.
You gonna mess with that one by themselves, aren't you? Cause you just got to deal with one. But when you got to feel, when you know that you got to deal with the whole entourage and they bring in the pain, you gonna be very hesitant to screw with them. And that's the problem. Black people need to unite. When you mess with one, you got to mess with all of us. And that's the way it used to be, because we had each other's back. And we need to get back to really teaching that. We need to get back. That need to be the thesis. Where you from? We need true history about ourselves. Our people was always filled with harmony. It was in our DNA. Peace is in our DNA. But we're great warriors at the same time. So we need to teach our history. That's one of the biggest problems right now. Because when you don't know where you're from, you don't know where you're going. When you don't know how great you are, you don't know where your capabilities are. How can you be great? Somebody can tell you you're great. Well, how about showing you that you're great?
Right.
Right. I agree 100%. I think that you know what you guys said, I agree with a whole lot of it. You know, to the point of all of the ways we have got messed over throughout history in America, still leads me to the point. Then why in the world we got our hands out still waiting for something? We could just
I ain't
get it
got my
ourselves.
hands out, brother.
You know, we asking for this, we want that. Every time they give us something, it messes us over. So what we still waiting for? We go get it ourselves.
Well,
Again.
Oh my goodness. That's what I'm saying. We don't wait. We take. Stop waiting. They waiting.
Now, I ain't say take. I ain't say take. I ain't say take. You gotta,
I'm saying
we ain't gotta take nothing.
It's
It's
either
more
two
than enough.
ways. You can either. It's only two choices, brother. You either wait or you take. It ain't but two. You either move forward or you stay neutral.
I ain't gotta take nothing from nobody.
No, I'm saying
I ain't gotta take nothing from nobody.
I'm saying you take your future.
You gonna pray for it? You gonna pray for it? What's your name?
You being proactive.
Pray for it.
Yeah, I can pray for it.
Yeah, you being proactive and paying it forward. That's
Okay.
right, brother.
Hey, bro, don't trouble prayer. I got a whole lot with prayer now.
Uh-huh.
I got a long way with prayer.
That's a good practice, but this ain't gonna do it alone, brother.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. We got to.
I know so. I was a Christian.
Hey.
I know so. I was a Christian. I know so.
Hey, y'all,
look, let me tell you something.
Y'all, let's keep religion out of it, man. Let's try not tonight. We're gonna keep religion out of it.
But can I say this
Freestyle
one point,
Fridays.
brother?
Freestyle.
Because I got to get ready to go. But I want to say this one point. Everybody else can deceive you. Everybody else can treat you bad. Everybody else can do everything to yourself, right? But guess what? They'll let you down. But guess what? You don't let your own self down. And that's the problem.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Everybody, if everybody took accountability.
You know what I'm doing right
for
now?
yourself.
You know what I'm doing? Let me show you what I'm doing right now. I'm in here doing this. I'm reading. You see what I'm saying? I got a book in my hands. I'm reading about electrical circuits right now. Wiring shit up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. But see, a lot of people don't practice what they preach. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we need to be doing in the background. We need to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk. You know, and that's the problem. Don't let yourself down. And when people find out you are valued, Saharu, repeat your thesis you always repeat on everyone you always on every show. What do you say? Asset and what? I can't hear you.
You silent. You might.
I say assets and liabilities. And one thing I said is stop working. Stop working for money. Let your money work for yourself. And the best investment that you can ever make is investing in yourself. That's the best investment you can ever make.
That's what I'm saying.
So when people see you as an asset, guess what? They see respect. But when you ain't got nothing going for yourself, now that's something we can't make no excuse. We got books, we got the internet, you even got a cell phone. If you want to do a class on your cell phone, they giving free classes out right now. So
That's right.
there's
What I
no
was
excuse for not learning. We can self-learn and do things on our own right now. So there's no excuse for that. So I totally agree with you on that. And we do need to get to that.
I must say, I didn't expect to agree with you.
Oh, well, brother, hey, I'm not of this planet, brother. Let me just tell you, I ain't your typical black man. I'm all for the people, brother. I'm all for life. My whole thing is I'm pro-life. It don't matter what color you are, I'm pro-life. But if you're gonna be a particular race and you're gonna try to destroy another race because of the color of their skin, then I'm totally against you.
Sure.
You know, that's what the problem is. Because you can love everybody, but the problem is that, and you want to love, like me, man, I'll be honest with you. I want to love everybody. I want to love whites. I want to love Chinese, but you don't know who the hell you getting, who beside you.
Right.
Some of them, your own people, you don't know who to trust. So this is why you got to be, you know, have self-accountability, and then start putting the weight on your brother, because you can't hold nobody else accountable if you're not being accountable yourself.
That's right. 100.
Brother Saharu, my brothers, it was very nice talking to y'all, man. And it's always good to agree. I don't want to use the word agree to disagree. I would say have good dialogue, because I learned a lot from each one of y'all, man. You know, I learned a lot from, and appreciate you too as my brothers. But
that's right.
You know, I got to go, but I just want to say it's really nice talking with you. And it's good to have conversation, you know, because if this world was just like me, what kind of world would this world be? You know what I'm saying? I don't want everybody like me. There will never be no change. There will never be a spot for something, a different mindset. So it's always good to have somebody else's opinion. And Brother Saharu, I want to thank you for allowing me to come on the show, you know, and voice my opinion, because it feels good. It's like therapeutic. It's therapeutic for me. It keeps me out of a hell of a lot of trouble, just so you know, so I can voice and release some of this anger that I can.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We need, because one thing about women, they have women groups. That's why they live longer than us. Y'all know that, right? We internalize stuff and have heart attacks. So this is our way of us being extroverts. We speaking our piece. Yes, she hurt my feelings. They killing us. Oh, you know, I can come up here and do all that instead of, you know, then when I get in front of my queen, yeah, baby, we got this. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Hey, bro, I thank you, hey, Brother Harold, I thank you for coming up here tonight. You was fired up. That's why I sat back and let you go. I know Brother James want to get in, so you know, peace, brother. We'll catch you next time. I'll see you, Leak. Actually, we're gonna get you to come do a show on insurance, brother.
Okay.
So and then we can go further into the peace initiative. The
Peacekeepers initiative.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Brother, love y'all, man. Y'all stay up, brothers.
Yeah, much love, man.
What do?
Peace.
What do?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Brother Ron in the building. Brother Ron in the building.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to say that
never mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead, brother.
Yo. I just want to say real quick that I appreciate being here as well. I not very often do I get a chance to share my opinion without getting attacked from every side. But it's good to let somebody hear me talk for a change. Just share how I see the world. You know, and it's good to disagree. I never understood why diversity of thought was bad. Like diversity of thought is a good thing. You know, so.
It is. And that's why I invited you, brother, because you always invited, man. We just sit here and talk, man. And, you know, on some days we talk about economics. Right. Some days we talk about religion. Just happened today is Freestyle Friday. So anything is on the table, man. But yeah, you know, we always respectful with each other because we all family at the end of the day. And, and sometimes we just we stretching and still stop and shield. So, you know, we all striving for what's best for our people. So we all may take different roads, but we got the same destination. We might not go the same way though, You know, you might make a left, I may make a right, you know, but at our end, we still have the same ending point, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
You know,
Cool.
so anybody else y'all want to jump in? Brother Nabat, you ain't said nothing. Elder Ramesu, you ain't said nothing. Ron.
Yeah, I'm just listening in, man. You know, y'all talking.
You
Brother
probably been
Harold
laughing
definitely
like
went
me,
in.
ain't you? I've been in the,
Yeah.
I couldn't stop from laughing one time, man.
He said we need to be strategizing and planning. And I seen everybody was like, yeah. Then so he said we need to be strategizing for bombs, and he started looking like, what?
He poured out a booklet. Didn't he? Put out a booklet.
Not everybody.
Yeah.
Harold won't play. He put out a whole book.
I was just looking at
Oh, my stomach was
You gotta
hurting.
give
I was
it
laughing
to
so
him,
be
hard.
making
man.
bombs and all that.
Yep.
I don't know about all that, but the brother definitely, you know, I love his passion, you know what I mean, and I love the fact that the brother is actually, you know, putting in the work. You know what I mean? The peace initiative is something that we all, like
Yep.
I said, even you know, once we do start implementing something like that, it'll be based on you and your individual city will work, your community. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't be no one set of guidelines. I mean, we have to police our people. We would make it work around you know, the individual communities we in. You know what I mean? You know how, you know, we know how our people are. Like it's different down south than it is up north. You know what I mean? You have a lot more family oriented community down south than you have. So it's kind of different, the dynamics. But that's to get where he going, man. I don't know what topic we on right now, but I was just listening, and there's definitely some good perspectives coming from the family.
All right.
Hey man,
Come on, Richard. Go ahead, brother.
yeah, before we get out of here, I just wanted to say, man, it was a hot topic. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the young brother, and I can understand how he's feeling. You know, like I say, my family has served in the military, but when I heard my mother read the words that that young man said before he died, listening to my mother and thinking about my brother, she told me she tired of us waiting. But I'm not saying I'm not even against you getting bombs, but learn how to make the bombs. We can't go to them and buy bombs from them. You know, so man, I just feel like Nike gonna be here a long damn time. That stock ain't going nowhere. We need to educate our children, teach them how to make planes, how to design bombs, and all that good stuff. But we have to do that independently and not rely on the system. Because the colleges is not teaching us what we need to know. High school is not teaching it and equipping us to be parents. But we got to, at the end of the day, when we lay our head down with our wives and children, man, it's our job to protect them. I have grandchildren. I want my grandchild to be in a decent world, you know, where she can do whatever she want to do. But I'm at a point now, I can't go out here and loot and rob or do any of that. My sons don't do that. But, you know, we may know some people who do that, but those people are desperate anyway. But I'm not blaming them for their desperate situation. But what I am saying, man, the stock market hit a high today. We talking about it's going to fall, but they got rich today, so we can keep believing the false narratives and false flags. Think we burning down everything when we should have burned down the liquor stores in our neighborhoods.
Come
But
on
we
now.
didn't do that. We don't do that. We don't
Man.
do that. We
That's
don't
right.
patronize them. That's what we do. We use our money to make our voices heard. So let's use our money, open up us some businesses, work on our credit, let that shit do what it do, and build our own shit to the point where, man, you're not coming over here and destroying anything like those people that was protecting their stores. That's cool. if I had a store to protect.
Right. But can I say, as far as the black owning black businesses and things like that, when I think about history and I think about segregation, we owned a lot more things, had a lot more to ourselves before integration. You know, we had a lot of our own stuff. For some reason, we felt like when we got integrated, we had to take their stuff. Like, what is wrong with our mentality?
Can I tell you something?
Why do we need to keep taking their
because
stuff?
I'm from the country and I own a farm and my family's been on this land 100 years. And what I'm telling you, the Bank of Bisco did not give us loans like they gave the people down the street a loan, and they had less land than us. You overlooked that point. But right now, because of Bill Clinton, we got interstate banking, and you don't have to bank with the Bank of Bisco. I can bank with a bank over in the internet, and they can facilitate a loan. But I still need the loan to buy the tractor to get the potatoes out the ground. Or you want me to go get it with a hoe and a shovel, and you down the street with a $500,000? Man, these tractors are $500,000. The tractor. We're not talking about the property.
Right.
That shit take money.
Yes.
And if you think you're gonna get out there with a hoe and a shovel, man, you out your mind in 2020. But we gotta get started. That's all I'm saying. I want to fight an economic fight. I can't. I'm too old to pick up a gun. But if you come up in my house, I got something for you. But I'm not finna chase you down with this, because they'll catch me before I get down the road. You see?
Yeah. Somebody said something about food stamps earlier.
Hey, look, let me share my screen real fast, y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen. I just want to share this real fast about Black fathers, man. This was posted on June 16, 2019, so about a year ago. But it talks about, don't believe the myth that Black fathers are not there for their children. And it was a study done. All right, yeah, I'll start. Black men compared to white and Hispanic fathers were the most involved in their children's daily lives, from talking to their kids to helping them with their homework, according to a 2013 Center for Disease Control and Prevention study. So, you know, CDC do study this stuff, but they this ain't something that they're gonna put out and put all over the media, right? How do you get all the way down there? Most Black fathers live with their sons and daughters. That's interesting. About 2.5 million Black fathers live with their children, while approximately 1.7 million of them don't. So over half, actually about a good 8 million, 1.7, okay, like 800,000 of them live under the same roof with their kids. See, many of these fathers don't marry the mother of their children, but that doesn't make them absentee fathers. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. But you know, I just wanted to show y'all that so you can see that this is a myth that they try to say that Black fathers aren't in their children's lives. Because you have to understand, as most of us Black men, we have had problems with our father in the past, maybe not being there as much, because you got to look at the era depending on your age, depending on what age you are. But if you got if you're an 80s baby, you know, most of the 80s is the crack era. And during that 80s time, you have a lot of fathers or parents that got caught up, especially up north, because you know, I'm from Patterson, New Jersey. So my family was caught up in that crack era. I ain't afraid to tell you. My mother and my father was selling dope back in the day. Father got locked up. So my mom had to hold it down while my dad was locked up. But that was the only life they knew. So Pops went around for a while, but I'm just saying in general, a lot of a lot of men or boys that grow up without their father, one of the first thing they always say is, I'm not going to be a deadbeat like my dad. And they make it their mission to try to be involved with their children as much as they can. Now, that doesn't always work out that way, but majority of them have that mindset, because I knew I had that mindset that I was going to make sure I'm with my children, that what I went through, my kids ain't going to have to go through. And and you look at that 80s era of, if you were born in the 80s, and see, this is the stuff that, we probably need to do a show to talk about the generations and why these generations are the way they are now. Because if you look at the 80s era, right? And then you got 80s babies, right? Some of them babies were crack babies. You look at the 80s era into the 90s, right? So look at the time frame. You got 80s where your parents, you're being born, and you'll be born crack babies, 80s and 90s, right? So in 20 years, what year you at? You're around 2000, right? 2000. Now you are the parents that's having the children. So now you in your 2000s. These crack babies, per se, are now having children. So now you early 2000s, now you're making the kids. These children are the result. They are your kids. So you go 10 to 20 years, you go to 10 to 20 years after that, them children now are 20 years old. And look at the parents. You got parents that were crack baby that's now with the parents of these children. So you got to understand that crack era has played a role in 2 generations of our people. So you look at the time frame, just add the math, man, and look at the time frame and see where we at now. You can see why you have children now that is not as stable as they was once before, because you had a whole crack era that come in, and we survived that. Not to mention, we survived that. And look at, we doing better. And listen, let me tell y'all one more thing about all these Rite Aids being broken into. It's an opioid crisis going on in America. We all know who the face of this opioid crisis is. It ain't African Americans. So when you seeing all these Rite Aids broken into and all these Walgreens, what do you think they breaking in these stores for? And do you really think it's us that's deciding to go in there? Come on now, let's get real here. It's an opioid crisis in America. Who is the face of the opioid crisis? Who the people they want to help to rehabilitate, instead of calling them drug addicts like they did us, to give us the 3 strikes, lock us up? They want to give them help. But who is it for? So now you're seeing all these places where these Rite Aids and Walgreens and, the fact that they call it a pharmacy, Polite broke that down, because you go back to the Greek word pharma and goes back to witchcraft and sorcery and all that stuff, and right, and then you deal with Rite Aid. Instead of being RIGHT, it's RITE. What is ritual? Ritual is short for ritual aid. So you're going.
Hey buddy. Hey buddy. Hey buddy, you race baiting, buddy. You race baiting, buddy. Hey, buddy. I don't see no color. I don't see no color, buddy. I don't see no color.
You be breaking this stuff down and you understand, but especially when you talk about these children now, you gotta understand who their parents were and what era they come from. And you gotta understand, in the 80s era, a lot of the parents that got caught up in the drug game, where was they? They were locked up. So they weren't even there to raise their children. And then you got some that's being born, and the heroin, you got heroin. You gotta look at that time frame up north. How you got these children being born addicted to these drugs. And then these children are becoming adults and having children of their own. So you gotta look at all this, man. You gotta play all this in when you talk about our story, because this is what makes our story. Y'all jump in. Somebody want to jump in? Go ahead.
You know what? I want to say first.
Damn.
First, Stuart, your story, how you grew up, that was very powerful. But and I want to just commend you on your leadership. I'm watching you build this group and build your groups, and I'm proud of you with your silver you was on the board with your silver acceleration group. So I want to edify you for being that kind of person, a father that you may not have had in your life. Man, that's inspirational. So I wanted to just put that out because I didn't know that story. But my story is similar. I grew up without a father, but my father was taken away from me. He was killed when I was little. You know, we owned a club, and he was a rough guy. Police didn't like him, all that kind of stuff. So that's why my father was taken from me. And I made it a conscious effort to raise my 5 children with my wife and be there for. So I want to commend you on that. And that's, as men, what we need to do. I didn't see it necessarily, but I knew I wanted that. And me watching you, and I know you're young, and you're building your groups, and you're building your silver and your assets, man, just keep going, and you don't get distracted. And I'm just proud to be on your team, Stuart. I mean that honestly.
I'm gonna have to get ready to get out of here, guys. I just wanted to say thank you again for allowing me to be a part of your group here tonight. Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It's a great time, great opportunity to share and to talk. And I had heard somebody say something before I go. Heard somebody say something about food stamps earlier. The funny thing about food stamps that I came to understand is the more food stamps they put out in America, the richer the farmers get, because all that represents real money. And so the more money that's spent through food stamps, the more money the farmers make. And I just say that don't let people let you believe the lie about food stamps that is only there to benefit the poor. Trust me, it benefits the rich. So that was just my point on that.
Oh yeah, I'm back, y'all. I guess my computer said, shut up. I guess, Richard, they were telling you to be quiet, man. It kicked me off. But I appreciate that, brother Richard. But my story ain't nothing no different than nobody else. Maybe one day I'll tell my whole story, man. But that's what makes life, man. Because we all have to go through certain things, and that makes us who we are today. Because if you ain't been through nothing, it's kind of hard to say if you ain't never been tested. You get what I'm saying? You have to be tested. And that also what makes this journey so great, because we all have to walk our own path. We have to walk in our own shoes, and we have to get to where we're going through our life experiences. We become who we are based off the experiences that we go through. And see, that's what makes this journey so great. And it makes it so powerful that, especially as African Americans, we understand that no matter what you put us through, we coming out. I mean, if you look at our story as African Americans and if the transatlantic slave trade, even the Arab slave trade before the transatlantic slave trade with the cash trade, and all the stuff that the Arabs done to us, and then you look at just the progression in time to see where we at right now. We still struggling, but at the same time, we still smiling, right? We still building, right? We might not be building at a pace that we should be. We can always be doing better, but we are still here, and we're still gonna lead this world into the next stage. Like, it's gonna be us that's gonna restore my yacht. It's gonna be us that's gonna bring back balance. It's gonna be us that's gonna bring back this humanity in this world, because that's what's missing. And I want Ron to get in, because I think the brother Ron got up here, man. I don't want him to come up here and not jump in, brother, at any time, brother Ron. We miss you, brother. I ain't seen you in a while. I know you ready to. I know you got some new information to drop for us.
Yo.
Peace.
Peace. What's going on, brothers?
Shalom. How you doing?
Stu, what's
Peace,
going
peace.
on, man?
Peace,
Peace.
peace.
Neb, Stu, peace to all the other brothers that I've never met before. Oh, how y'all doing tonight?
Peace, man.
Doing good, man. Doing good. How you doing?
I'm chilling to a certain extent. Oh man, they got me on that 14-day quarantine because somebody around me that mess.
Dang. So how you feeling, brother? Do you got the chills?
No, I don't have anything. I'm negative, so they want to put me out for 14 days. I'm gonna take it. Call it a vacation.
I heard that.
Keep it a buck.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. Yeah, make sure you take care of yourself, man.
Always.
Cause this COVID
What's been
thing.
going on? I ain't been in here in about a month. What's been going on?
Just building, brother. You know, we today Freestyle Friday, but we talking about anything, but you know, we just building, man. We you know, you was here when we started, man. So we just moving forward, brother. You know, I was about to show y'all some silver. My computer messed up. Since Richard had brought up the silver, I was gonna show y'all the coin of the day. Oh, but
Hey,
no,
Ron.
man, Ron, you got anything you want to talk about? Anything on your mind? Where you at, Ron? Anyway, ain't you
Petersburg.
where?
Petersburg,
Petersburg. What state is that?
Virginia.
Oh, oh man, you oh shit. You right up the road.
Yeah, like I got a whole lot of family out there where you at. You in a husky, right?
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, I got a whole lot of family out there.
Man, let me see if I can get back in here, man. I don't know what happened. I might get. Y'all give me a second.
Hey, Stuart.
Yeah.
Hey, on that coin of the day, yeah, y'all really need to check that out. I think that's from Rwanda. I believe that's Africa. So I think they were able to mint their own, and Rwanda has really done a lot of advancement since you remember that movie where the guy ran over the bodies into the Hootsies and the Tutsis when they was killing each other. But I think they done put up a satellite and they got this silver coin out. So that's probably a good way. I would like to have that in my collection as well.
Well, I already ordered mine. Mine's already ordered. I ordered mine earlier today. So yeah, I did. But look, fellas, you know, one thing out of all this conversation that we talked about today, financial literacy is not going to solve all our problems, but financial literacy is a good step toward being able to, you know, help. Because, you know, money don't solve everything, but it's a good step, you know, to help with whatever we have to do. So, you know, we have to make sure that we always be financially literate. And, you know, I was talking earlier today about Monopoly. You know, everybody used to play the game Monopoly. And you know the strategy that you will employ to win with Monopoly, right? The object of the game is to buy land, right? Put you some houses up there, put you some hotels. As soon as somebody land on your property, you have to get paid. Now, you know, a lot of people play the game and just play it to win. They don't play it with the concept of applying it to life. And you know, I think that's something that took a while for me to start applying it to my life. I keep it a buck. You know, at first I just played it as a game. I just wanted to win. It's about winning the game, you know, but now that I've got more into finances, I've played the game quite often, more now, and I understand it a whole lot different now compared to how I used to understand it. So I think we all might need to play that game. It's a brother that got his own game. I can't think of his name right now. But he got his own board game. We teach you about stocks, equity. It teach you everything. Like it's like $100. Dang, I can't think of his name right now. But he got his own game to teach you everything. Like everything, Master You. I'm talking about everything dealing with
Oh, that's
finance.
Derek Grace. I got that
Very
junk here in
great.
the house. I got it.
Yeah, his game. His
Yeah, I
game
got the game here.
his game ain't no joke, man. When you wanna my people got it, but I told them they ain't play. I said you might gonna give it to me. Because we gonna play around here. Cause like we wanna understand finance. But I just wanna, I can see everybody we've been up here for a while, man. So I want to give y'all the opportunity to close out. I thank y'all, man, because to be honest, to me, this was the best show so far. This was the best show, I think. This is just me speaking. This is the best show we had. As far as Freestyle Friday, it was funny, it was entertaining, but it was also educational. And I think as long as we can keep this going like that, that's perfect, man. It was I actually enjoyed myself and I didn't even have to say too much today. So I really enjoyed it. So I really thank y'all brothers for coming up here, no matter how long you've been. If you said something, if you didn't say something, it's just the energy. I really appreciate y'all brothers, man. And I want to give y'all an opportunity to close out, let people know where they can find you, how to get in contact with you. And I look forward to doing this again another day.
But this is Neb, I'm Ray. I enjoyed myself tonight. I learned a lot of things. It definitely was funny. And it was from what I seen, probably the best Freestyle Friday that I've been in, heard, I saw, I want everybody to be safe and take it easy out there for real. And always strategize and always keep your guards up. Take care of your family. Peace. Wadu. Peace.
Peace.
It's peace. Go ahead.
This is Tom Murray, man, the D truck driver. And you can find me on Facebook at just that, Tom Murray. You can't miss me. I got an orange jumpsuit on. But it's not a prison jumpsuit, but somebody was cracking up jokes one day talking about it was a jumpsuit, and all it is a Cummins hoodie is all it is. But anyway, I want to close out. It's awesome being on this show because I do learn a lot, and I get a lot of point of views out there that I don't see on media because, like the brother said, it's already gone. They don't push the positive views. You're not going to get famous with the positive message. So getting on shows like this, it really helps, man. It really helps, clear it up. And it's been a pleasure. Last thing I want to say, though, I want to shout out to my boy Wesley Lane, man. I heard some bad news not too long ago, and I hope he gets better.
Well, I heard he's straight, man. I heard he ain't got COVID, man. So, You hear me, Brad Thomas?
Yeah, what's up?
I heard he ain't got the COVID, man. I heard he something was flu problem. I think he's all right, man.
All right, cool. Man.
Oh yeah.
To him anyway.
That's right. Okay.
And peace is Master You. Always great conversation. Just let it be known. It's great that we all, I think my brother Harold said it before he left off. But it's great to have people around you who don't all have the same viewpoint. If you're ever going to progress in life, you have to be around people who are different than you to help you elevate and grow your knowledge, your wisdom, and your understanding to help you better yourself, as a whole. So I appreciate all of you all. Appreciate James. I know he's off now. Appreciate everyone who's listening. I love y'all, and let's continue to move forward together. Peace.
Peace.
Hey.
Peace.
Yeah, I second that, family.
Well, I didn't like the show. I felt I got out of character. But now, man, really, I love the show, man. Love what you guys have put together. And, man, it's really positive. And like the brother said, it's really therapeutic to be able to discuss, what we thinking, and bounce that against other men, and get that. You know how we kind of push each other, but it's all in love, and I respect all you brothers' opinions and views. And man, you guys, let's just keep this going, cause I am more empowered to do even more than before I joined this call. So hey, thank you very much.
Peace, peace.
Yeah, I'll be going through Arkansas tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah. I think everybody had a chance to say something. I guess the elder may be asleep, but again,
Ron,
I think
Ron, you there? You right there, Ron? Got any add on? Say.
Nah, I ain't got nothing to add on.
When that shit we're gonna do, Stuart? Seth Haru. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Also, go ahead, Ron.
Oh no, I was just gonna say you can find me on Facebook, Ron Perry, Instagram, King Perry on 144.
All right,
Yeah, man. I be loving your memes, man. I be loving your memes, but you be cracking me up, man. I be stealing a few of them. I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody steal my memes. It's cool. That's what it's for. To make you laugh and to get out the information.
Right. Exactly. Hey, man. When next time we gonna do it, man? So I can get Ron on time, man.
What's the day? We can do one tomorrow. Tomorrow's a good day. If we do one tomorrow, it's gonna be real early because I'm gonna try to get people from the. Hold up. We're gonna say this. Let me close out before I talk about that. Look, I want to thank everybody for coming to the show, and since I want to show y'all something before we go. I want to show y'all that's the corner of the day. As y'all can see, this is a Rwandan Victorian coin. This is the coin of the day. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't even collect coins. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm not a coin collector. I'm just being honest, y'all. I don't know nothing about collecting coins. I just know it's silver and it's worth something. That's all I know. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't collect coins, but I have been. But I was trying to see. This is a Rwandan coin, and it commemorates the 50th year. But that's it. I'm gonna get out. I ain't sharing that mess. Look, man. I thank y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe. Black Power. We'll catch y'all at the next show. Peace.
What time tomorrow, man? I know I'll be free around 8.